The US-Mexico border has long been a point of contention. Today it represents a confluence of political ideologies, humanitarian crises, and complex law enforcement strategies. The presence of military personnel, particularly the Mexican National Guard, adds another layer to this already multifaceted issue, while their stated mission revolves around curbing illegal immigration and drug trafficking. Their presence has sparked debate. Some argue it creates a more intimidating and militarized environment. Others see it as a necessary measure to maintain order and security. The deployment of the Mexican National Guard, numbering in the thousands, signals a shift in border control tactics. It underscores the collaboration, albeit sometimes strained, between the US and Mexican governments on immigration matters. The effects of this deployment are far-reaching, impacting not only the flow of migrants but also the dynamics between border communities and law enforcement. The situation remains fluid, with ongoing assessments of the effectiveness and long-term implications of this heightened military presence. Balancing security concerns with the need to uphold human rights remains an ongoing challenge. Away from the border, within the US itself, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, continues to be at the forefront of immigration enforcement. However, the agency faces mounting challenges in its efforts to locate, detain, and deport undocumented immigrants. ICE raids, once a visible and controversial tactic, have become more complex in recent years. The agency has adapted its strategies in response to legal challenges and shifting political landscapes. One significant obstacle faced by ICE is the increasing reluctance of local jurisdictions to cooperate with federal immigration enforcement. Many cities and states have adopted sanctuary city policies. These policies limit their cooperation with ICE, making it more difficult for the agency to apprehend undocumented immigrants. This has led to tension between federal and local authorities, sparking legal battles and raising questions about the limits of federal power in immigration enforcement. Public awareness of the agency's practices, particularly concerning detention conditions and family separations, has fueled calls for greater accountability and oversight. Despite these challenges, ICE continues to adapt its strategies. The transfer of detainees to Guantanamo Bay Naval Base has emerged as a controversial aspect of the US government's immigration enforcement strategy. Originally established to house detainees captured during the War on Terror, Guantanamo has increasingly been utilized to detain individuals suspected of immigration violations, including those deemed high risk or with alleged ties to criminal organizations. Proponents of using Guantanamo for immigration detention argue that it provides a secure location for holding individuals deemed a threat to national security or public safety. However, Guantanamo's use for immigration detention has drawn widespread criticism from human rights organizations and legal experts. The indefinite detention of individuals without trial, they contend, undermines the rule of law and sets a dangerous precedent for human rights. Section 4, Strained Resources, a crisis of capacity. A significant challenge facing immigration enforcement agencies is the issue of detention capacity. ICE detention centers across the United States are grappling with severe overcrowding, struggling to accommodate the influx of individuals apprehended at the border and through interior enforcement operations. This capacity crisis has far-reaching consequences, impacting not only the well-being of detainees but also the operational capabilities of enforcement agencies. Overcrowding in detention centers raises humanitarian concerns. Limited space often translates to inadequate access to basic necessities such as food, water, and medical care. To alleviate overcrowding, ICE has explored various strategies, including the use of alternative detention facilities, such as county jails and private prisons. The capacity crisis has also prompted the release of detainees. Section 5. Challenging birthright, a legal battlefield. The principle of birthright citizenship, enshrined in the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution, has faced renewed legal challenges in recent years. This principle guarantees citizenship to anyone born within US borders, regardless of their parents' immigration status. However, efforts to curtail birthright citizenship have gained traction, fueled by concerns over birth tourism and the perceived strain on social services. Several legal challenges have sought to redefine the scope of birthright citizenship, particularly targeting children born to undocumented immigrants. These legal challenges have sparked intense debate, with proponents arguing that they are necessary to deter illegal immigration and preserve the sanctity of citizenship. Opponents of these challenges argue that they undermine a fundamental principle of U.S. citizenship and create a class of stateless children. Section 6. An uncertain future. Navigating the crossroads. The landscape of immigration in the United States remains complex and ever-evolving. The issues discussed, border control, enforcement strategies, detention practices, and legal challenges to birthright citizenship, are interconnected and represent facets of a multifaceted challenge. As the United States grapples with these issues, finding a balance between security concerns, humanitarian imperatives, and the rule of law remains paramount. The deployment of troops at the border, while intended to deter illegal immigration, raises concerns about militarization and potential human rights violations. ICE raids, though adapted to evolving legal landscapes, continue to fuel debate over the agency's tactics and accountability. Addressing the root causes of migration, promoting legal pathways for immigration, and upholding the dignity and rights of all individuals, regardless of their immigration status, are crucial steps towards a more just and humane immigration system. As the United States confronts these challenges, the choices made today will shape the nation's character and its place in the world for years to come.